Today, we're doing another shoe review. It's been a little while. What are we doing today? The Nike Infinity React. Come run with me. Yes, that's right. We're doing a shoe review today. So it's been a little while. I've definitely put on some miles on several shoes. Need to get to a couple of reviews, but it's been crazy time. I've been trying to help folks out. I've been trying to help a lot of our clients and our members with, trying to shoot 3 or 4 different workout videos a week, and I've been neglecting the shoe review. So I apologize for that today, guys. So today we're gonna jump into this thing. And so this shoe right here is kind of Nike's touting right now. That's what they're saying. It's been out for a little while now, but they're touting that this shoe is gonna help end injuries. And so I don't really know the legitimacy of that. As far as ending injuries, my personal opinion, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on, but we definitely put this bad boy through the paces. So I have put on, I think right over 80 or 90, I think I was right at 88 miles on this shoe so far. So we definitely have some miles in it. So we're gonna break this down, obviously starting with the upper, moving all the way down to the outsole, and then we'll rank it, give you our number at the end, exactly how we feel about it. All right, so as always, we want to start with the upper material. So the upper material is Nike's brand new Flyknit Loft material. So it's a very knitted material. It is a fabric material. It does have a little bit of stretch to it, but it does have some stability. So it's not gonna just fall apart on you. It's not gonna make it feel like super stretchy, right? So it's not a sock-like fit. It does have a booty, so it is all one individual construction. So the tongue is attached. The laces are actually worked into that booty feel, but because of the material, that Flyknit Loft material, it is pretty structured. So you do have some structure, so you do feel some stability. Now, I will say with this shoe, one of the things that is it's an in-between type shoe. So in other words, it's not a stability shoe, right? It's definitely in the neutral shoe category, but because of this material and because of some other added functions they put in it, like the rocker, for instance, that they put around the heel that goes all the way to the arch and the very high arch, it does kind of have some of the feel of a stability shoe. So if you're unsure of, what your gait cycle is or how you land, if you overpronate, supinate, whatever it may be, this is a great shoe, really, to kind of transition in between. So it has a very wide platform, and it does give you quite a bit of stability for a neutral shoe. And so it is all one piece, all the way down. It's all one piece of material, and so didn't have any problems as far as the fit in the toe box. Had plenty of ample room in the toe box. My toes could splay really well. No problem there. It cups you in the back. Kind of has that little scoop in the back as well. But what I did find is that in the heel, it was kind of loose. So I never really could get that lockdown fit in the heel. Now, once you get moving, once I started running, running and gunning, after a little bit of time, I mean, really just a couple of minutes, you really didn't even pay attention. I didn't really notice it, but it was something that, when I first put the shoe on, and every time actually I put the shoe on, I always notice, okay, my heel definitely slips in this thing. But overall, had a very decent fit, wore true to size. It was I wear 10 and a half. I was able to get a 10 and a half. Never felt whether I wear thin socks, thick socks, thin socks or thick socks, it doesn't really matter. Still feel like I get a great fit in that upper. Now, before we get to the midsole, one thing I want to note is the rocker, because it's kind of between that upper and the midsole, and I would kind of maybe put it in the category of the midsole. There's this little plastic piece, a little piece they're calling a rocker, that adds a little bit more stability, and quite frankly, it really does. Now, when you first put the shoe on, you can feel that kind of support in that arch, which kind of keeps you from going in, and it takes a little bit of getting used to if you're not used to wearing something that's similar to a stability shoe. But I found it actually quite comfortable, had no problems, forgot about it wasn't an issue. When we move down from the rocker down to that midsole, Nike is using a full React foam. So the entirety of the foam is their Nike React foam. And so this is a very responsive foam. It's not super cush, so it's not like the Zoom X foam. It's not like something like you'd find like in the Hoka, so it's not super squishy. It's definitely a firmer foam, but that foam has a nice bit of reaction to it, right? And so definitely enjoyed the ride of the shoe, and this is really for me where the magic was for this shoe. I've taken this shoe on short runs, so a run of like 20-30 minutes, so 3 miles or so, all the way up to a 24-mile long run, and my legs felt fine, my feet felt fine, didn't have a bunch of fatigue. Now, the confusing part for me was that this has a 30mm stack height in the heel and a 22mm stack height in the forefoot, which it's not super high. I'd put it kind of just above that medium category, but that's a 12mm offset, so that's a 12mm drop, which is much higher than what I'm used to. But it has this really neat little rocker that they have put in, kind of like the front of a boat, almost like a speedboat, that really helps to transition, helps you transition through your gait cycle. So whether you're a heel striker, a midfoot striker, it really helps you to kind of get through that a little bit faster. So the 12mm offset really did not even become a factor, and it didn't feel weird or crazy or anything like that. So I really liked that foam, and I liked that rocker compound, that rocker shape that they put into the Nike Infinity React. Moving on to the outsole. Now this is nothing special, nothing new. It's Nike's rubber compound they use. It's kind of strategically placed all over, and I assume they do that partly to kind of conserve some of the weight. So the shoe itself, for a size 9, is coming in at 9.6 ounces, and for a women's size 8, it's coming right in at 8 ounces. For my size 10.5, it came in at about 10.97 ounces. So it's a little bit on the heavier side for a daily trainer, in my opinion, but not so heavy that you really even notice it as you're going on, especially with that wonderful foam that they have. So I found that the outsole was sticky enough. I had no problems on concrete, on asphalt, on wet pavement. Ran plenty of times on wet pavement, never had an issue with it. Have ran a little bit on some buffed out trails. It's obviously not a trail shoe, not meant for that, but didn't have any issues with like feeling like I was going to slide out or anything like that. Taking corners was not really an issue, and I think that has a lot more to do with that rocker and the wide platform base that really offers a lot more stability. So all in all, it was a pretty decent or a really nice outsole for this particular shoe. All right, so what's the verdict? All in all, I would say that I really enjoyed the Nike Infinity React. I put in about 90 miles or so on this particular pair of shoes. And like I said, I've done some shorter runs, I've done some faster runs. I've even done plenty of runs up to over that 20-mile mark. So I've done a 20-mile run, 22-mile run, I think, and a 24-mile run, and really enjoyed the shoe overall. So as we break this down, right, we've got our new scoring system. We're gonna break it down off of 3 different ways. So we're gonna talk about we're gonna say the fit, which would be kind of your upper. We're going to talk about that midsole, and then we're going to grade that outsole as well. Really the 3 most important parts, right? And so for the fit, I will say plenty of room in the toe box, but that heel really was kind of weird for me. Really did not. It's still always in the back of my mind. Even though I don't really have any issues with it, it's still always in the back of my mind that I don't have that complete lockdown feel. And so for the fit, I'm going to give it a 6.5. For the midsole, like I said, this is where the magic of the shoe happens, because I love that rocker. That the Nike React foam is really nice. It's really deceptively comfortable. Even though it's quite firm and reactive, it's still very, very comfortable without feeling like you're walking on a bunch of pillows. So for that ride, for the actual midsole of the shoe, I'm going to give that bad boy an 8. So I really enjoyed it, and I really think that some of the newer shoes they're coming out with, the new Pegasus 37, a lot of their trail shoes is going to be having that Nike React in there, maybe with some added airbags and things, and I think those are going to be really going to be on point. For the outsole, like I said, it's nothing special for the outsole, but because of that rocker and because of, really didn't have any slippage issue, I'm gonna also give that a 7. So what does that score add up to? So as an average, really for this shoe, I'm gonna give it a 7 overall. So really good score. Thought the shoe was great. Still got plenty of miles on it. It's held up really well. The only issue really that I would say as far as wear and tear is gonna be a little bit on that toe with that fly knit material, but it's really more, it's not even fraying as much as it just looks like it's kind of getting a little furry, but the shoe's holding up really well. It looks like it has barely any wear and tear on it, even with almost putting on 100 miles. So I'm assuming I'm probably gonna get at least a good 300 or so, 350 miles on this shoe without any problems. So all in all, I would definitely say this is a great shoe. Now, here's a cool thing, is right now, because everything that's going on, people are putting these bad boys on sale. And so I paid $160 for this shoe, but right now you can get it for, I've seen $119, and I'm sure there's some other places you can get it even cheaper. So I'll put a link down below where you can see, where you can purchase this shoe. And I don't get any credit for it. I'm not sponsored or anything, but I'm always looking for shoes. I'm always looking for deals. So when I see that, I'll go ahead and put that on there so you guys can see those as well. So thank you guys for coming in. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, obviously, what are you gonna do? You're gonna give us that thumbs up, right? You're gonna share us with the people that you love, because you always share running with James with the people that you love. And so, hey guys, we're still gonna be dropping in workout videos. I've got several shoe reviews still to do. We're gonna be reviewing the Asics Glide Ride, that shoe right there. I'm excited to show you. It's a different shoe, but I'm already at almost 300 miles on that shoe, and it looks, other than the fact that it's dirty, it still looks brand new. So that's a workhorse. So I think you guys are gonna really like that one. I still need to review a couple trail shoes that I wanna put you guys on, because now is a great time to get out there on those trails and get out there in the out in the wilderness, right? Get away from people and get out in that wilderness. So thanks again for coming in today, guys. Remember, when you change your mind, you change your life. Subscribe to the channel, tell your folks, everybody about us. Make sure that you're watching everything that we put out and helping build the community. We love you guys. We're out.